Hey, this is Kath. I'm the DM for this Curse of Strahd campaign. Just got a few things to let you know ahead of time. This podcast was recorded back in 2019, so timely references are not so timely. Also, importantly for me, this was before I started using they, them pronouns. I'm going to change it in the subtitles, but it's not so easy to change what someone says with their mouth. All the other players use he, him, so please just keep me in mind when commenting. We used to have a much more ambitious podcast vision. Called our group the Lore Cubby, had multiple campaigns going, the whole thing. So that will probably come up in places. The characters are all from our homebrew world from that, called Dranamar, but obviously Curse of Strahd takes place in Barovia, so it'll just be interesting tidbits sprinkled here and there, like different gods, and when characters talk about their backstories and geography. And without further ado, cue spooky intro!
Hello and welcome to a very special campaign of Lord Cubby Presents Curse of Strahd. I am not your DM. I just decided to start talking. Your DM for this one is Kath. Kath, take it away.
Yeah, it's me. Hello. I'm going to be DMing on...
Quick golf clap.
Oh. Thank you. This is only my second time DMing, so, be easy on me.
Yeah.
Also...
See if I can kill my character this time.
I'm
playing a ranged one this time. Ooh, squishy.
No giants in this campaign.
Actually, no.
It's not my fault you forgot you could dimension door.
There's a door behind me.
Also Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're going to be playing Curse of Strahd, the book adventure, but with a twist. Because I have already played the majority of a Strahd campaign as a player. So, I'm taking a bunch of the stuff that happened in my campaign and making it happen to the world.
Oh, wait, you didn't tell us this.
I did.
Did you?
A little
boy.
bit.
She did mention
Okay.
It won't mean much to you. It's just that if someone has played Strahd,
it might be different.
yeah, it could
Or
still
will be different.
Yeah, hopefully will be interesting to listen to still.
I'm
all
sure
that
it will
reading
be.
ahead I did. So, Jordan drew himself. In Kath. I'm Josh.
I'm Eric. I'm the mysterious voice at the end of the table. No, I'm Seb.
Yeah.
I was going to get to that.
All right.
And here we are. We're the boys and Kath.
Yeah.
The boys is the name of the group of the
The adventurers?
Yeah.
The boys.
The boys.
Oh no, isn't it Das Boys?
Das Boys.
Oh no.
Das Boys. 'Cause we had a Facebook chat.
Oh
last weekend
my
that we
god.
just organized.
Yeah.
No. I was
We are simply
thinking
known
of-
as Das Boys.
Let's go, Das Boys.
Better than the McElroy's Trace Horny Boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's maybe not
All right.
let's without further ado this.
How
Yeah.
do we
Alright.
want to intro our characters? Are we just going to talk about it?
I
or
think
do
we're
we
going to
want
let Kath set the scene
Okay.
first.
You are all gearing up to head out into a rather dense woods that's very close to a very small village on the continent of Dranamar. What does that look like for you? You're gearing up.
I've been ready for hours now, getting all the... We're going for a hunt, right?
Yes.
So I've gotten all the dogs together, fed, found not kind of riled up, but ready to go,
Yeah.
waiting for everyone else quietly, probably sharpening a couple daggers, making sure I have all my other gear with me, taking inventory. Very meticulously, like almost ritualistically getting together. I'm playing Reese Hawking, the ranger. He's about 5'11", human, dark hair, tanned skin, very stoic looking.
I think that's going to be most of us.
I know.
Yeah, this
Get
will
there
be
first,
the
so-
edgelord camp.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
we literally do not say anything to each
Yeah.
other. It's all nonverbal communication.
Which plays great for our audience.
This is actually ASMR podcast. Let's
Yeah.
go.
He's also a bit older. Not as old as Jordan's character, as I learned after deciding my age of 35.
Yeah.
But he knows the woods really well.
I'm not even the oldest character.
No, well, human.
Quotation fingers.
Yeah.
Are we at like a camp of some sort getting ready?
Just like a small camp.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Alright.
outside the woods.
Like a hunting camp.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say there's like, I'm in my tent.
How fancy
Well,
is this tent?
Well, I mean, it's not, but there's a wash basin in it.
It's nicer than commonplace.
Yeah.
And he's so Lucretius.
Upper middle class.
I am playing the role of Lucretius von Castonburg. It's on D&D Beyond. Not a sponsor. I'm playing the role of Lucretius von Castonburg, and he is currently in his tent, kind of just doing the old face wash with the water, and he looks into the reflection in the bowl beneath him, and he sees his sunken eyes, which have turned blood red, and he's got his black hair, the kind of couple days growth of scruff, and he's a rather gaunt man, rather tall. He's about 6'3", quite lanky, 180 or so pounds, and he just kind of takes a look at himself in the bowl, and then turns away rather, what's the word?
Abruptly?
Not abruptly, like with kind of like
Purpose?
disgruntled. Yeah, he doesn't like what he sees necessarily.
In the mirror?
Well, he's looking in the reflection in the water.
Okay.
And he turns away from his reflection, buckles on his sword belt and his cloak, and then heads out the tent flap.
As he opens the tent flap, he almost bumps into Aroden Foxtarrow. Who's my character. Just kind of, didn't expect you to jump out of your tent that quickly. I was just going to come tell you that we're about to head out.
I haven't decided on his voice yet, so he's going to be...
I'm just kind of playing around for now.
You don't have to be committed. It's okay.
Okay, all right.
Good, I'm not committed to anything.
And what does Aroden look
Aroden
like?
is a copper-skinned half-elf. He is green of eye, and I didn't choose a hair color, but let's just say...
Gray?
I always go with gray hair, and I'm going to veer away
Is
from
Tenlerial
it.
gray
Salt
hair?
and
Yeah,
pepper.
silver.
Yeah,
Salt and
okay.
pepper.
Yeah, it's kind of like dark brown
Yeah.
with flecks of gray, kind of like me.
Yeah.
Because even though he's 65 years old, and he's not terribly old for a half elf, but he's a soldier and a career soldier, and he has seen a lot of stuff and been through a lot of stress, so he's graying early. And in terms of stature, he's slightly shorter than Luke,
Okay, yeah.
but heavier set. He's about 6'1" and about 200 pounds.
Yeah. Luke's rocking your classic fantasy noble kind of like ponytail thing going with like the hair coming down the front and stuff.
My hair fur is quite short cropped.
Yeah,
like clean and
Military.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got a bit of a scruff going on because he's out in the field, but normally he's clean shaven.
And you're 65?
65 years old.
Yeah. Luke,
Relatively scarred, like has some visible scars on his face and his neck area, but nothing like garish.
yeah. Luke's 36, by the way. He's a year older than Reese.
Yeah.
Everything's ready to go. Like I am on top of it. I've got my weapons and my shield on my back, and I'm already in my armor, and my bags are all.
You're your
cinched.
dad if he styled himself as a D&D character.
Like my physical father.
Yeah.
Maybe, in the past. Not so
Yeah,
much
I think
anymore.
I'd probably be like a half-elf fighter or something like that. Just
I'm a Quawick. And then who's sitting around the campfire?
The campfire's been up for hours.
Yeah,
Good
kind of like
leaving.
sitting on a stump, leaning back against a tree trunk, is a short dwarf.
Please, you're medium-sized.
Gonbri Weregeld sits and just watches the camp get ready for the day. He's kind of like very bushy, but fairly short beard. Hairs looks like it had been like shaved and then it's like grown out and now it's just kind of like a bit of a puffball.
Are you saying he has an afro?
not an afro, like it's fairly straight, but it's kind of like
Bushy?
Bushy, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you cut all your hair off,
Yeah.
and then just kind of let it grow.
Okay, so
And-
is it uniform?
It's pretty uniform, yeah.
It's all the same.
You look like a
And
paintbrush.
it's like a paintbrush. It's kind of popping out of. He's got his hood up.
It's got Lego Man here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like little bits are puffing out and stuff. He is fairly pale. Scar just missed his right eye, just below it.
Is he fairly lithe for a dwarf? Or is he still like quite stocky?
He's still quite stocky.
But for a dwarf, he's thin.
Light on his feet. You know?
Yeah, if like he looks fairly like normal for a dwarf, but like if you were around the fire earlier, he was doing some stretching and he was like,
Very limber.
yeah.
He's getting his like legs behind his head and shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We're getting ready to go, sir. Do you have everything you need?
He's got super low charisma, I forgot.
Yes. Have some spare bows and arrows if you need it. The dogs have the scent of the shift we're hunting, so I think we're all good to head out if you are. If you want.
Sorry, what was your name again?
Reese, sir.
Reese, right, of course. Right. Sorry.
Nice to meet you.
I tend not to put too much memory into the names of people who will die.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding.
Watch Eric's character be the first to go.
All things,
Just some morbid humor for you.
all things must die.
Just for the record, we're all starting at level 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm a monk, by the way.
I think mine will become clear in time. Or not, who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, as you all gather your things and start heading towards the tree line, you recall the reason that you are out here. Werewolves in the mist. You've heard these dreaded words spoken again and again by farmers and merchants, and those who have now employed you. The Order of the Owl. Ugh.
Of which I am a member.
Yes.
Which I am also.
Yes. Lucretius and Aroden have both been sent on holy orders, as it were, with Reese and Gonbri being hired more as helping hands.
But we're not friends.
The small villages and hamlets around these woods have fallen prey to a pack of werewolves that spills out every full moon night, cloaked in crawling mist that seems to follow them wherever they go. The beasts spread death and mayhem, slaughtering adults and stealing children before retreating back into the woods. Others have tried to combat the werewolf menace with little success. So, as you go into the woods, can I get a survival check from everybody?
Hell yeah. Off to a great start.
Yep. 24.
How do I bring up my... Oh, there they are.
6.
Okay.
I'm just chunking my way through the...
Oh, shit.
Would werewolves be aberrations, or
I'm
Or they-
uncertain.
I rolled a 23.
I forgot I have a thing that I could spend.
Are we
I could
doing
spend
inspiration?
sense within 6 miles of us.
Yeah,
supposed to-
you
you're
guys
supposed to
can
start
have
with-
the
Yeah.
inspiration thing.
Each session's supposed to start with that.
I suppose that's house rule, but
Oh, is it?
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it
Roll
was.
211.
yeah. It's a house rule that I heard on the podcast because they always struggled with trying to give it out, and or also when they give it out, the players don't want to give it back. So if you start with it, you know
Spend
you're going
it.
to get it anyways every time.
Doesn't become
And-
you'll hoard it.
No.
It's not aberration.
Just a never use it.
They are shape changers.
Okay.
I do find
Which
we
I
tend to...
cannot sense the premium awareness,
Okay.
but I would technically know that. So,
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, can you give me your numbers real quick?
24.
6.
14.
23.
Okay, great. Then Reese and Lucretius, you have found... You both basically found your own trails of definitely canine footsteps, but bipedal. As the-
Upsized.
Well, just the telltale that there's not enough feet. So these are not normal wolves.
I think they've gone this way, sir. So we should probably follow. But I think that you may have found something too, right, Lucretius?
That's Lord Castonburg to you.
Sorry, Lord Castonburg. I think they've gone this way.
Is it 2 separate tracks?
You found 2 separate tracks, but they're both basically heading the same
Okay.
direction. They're just kind of like weaving between trees and bushes and such.
We follow these tracks. That's
All
it,
right,
that's
sir.
all.
Okay.
We can go that way. It's
That stands to reason.
we follow the tracks.
Yeah.
That makes logical sense.
Sorry.
My blade thirsts.
No, it's
You have a
it's currently in the morning, so we may find
Sure.
them in human form. So be wary. They can still be quite dangerous. If they still have a bit of the moon taint in them.
Sorry.
Are these werewolves actual phase of the moon shapeshifters, or can they turn? Would we know that?
Well,
All we know is that they attack.
They attack during every full moon.
They attack, they protect, but also
They
kill
steal
it.
children.
they kill innocent and steal
So
children.
either they're just more powerful during the full moon,
Yeah.
or that's when they shapeshift.
yeah. That's
Drop-
about all the
dropping
information you have.
all right.
Reese, you
Yes.
said you have dogs with
Yes,
you. How many?
probably 4.
Wow,
one
okay.
one for each.
All right.
Like,
Did you then like assign one to everybody,
Yes.
or are they just going off ahead?
they're hunting hounds, so I think I've sent them off ahead, but they've been trained well enough that, like, if I whistle, they'll come back. And
Okay. As you are focused on the tracks along with Lucretius, when you look up, you can see further ahead into the forest, which seems abnormally dark for this time of day, but it is a very thick foliage. You can see some silhouettes of your dogs up ahead. Do you want to do anything?
Would I notice that it's also quite, like,
Yeah, I
uncharacteristically
mean,
dark?
it's... If you think it's too dark, then it's...
I mean, I do have dark vision.
Yeah. It's just, it's very thick and
Like, stuffy?
like everything's really close.
Stifling.
so the dogs just like, are they still continuing on, or have they stopped?
You can't tell.
Okay.
They're moving,
They're moving, okay.
but you can't tell if they're going any further or closer.
I'll call them back.
Okay.
Foo-foo.
There's some rustling, and the silhouettes move a bit, but then they seem to move farther away, and they
Okay.
fade out from your view.
So, that's not good.
Be at the ready.
Yeah.
I will draw my warhammer.
I'll pull a crossbow.
All right.
I don't like the sounds of this. Or the
I've
looks
got a
of it.
bad feeling of that.
And begin moving at a personally a faster pace, try to catch up to the dogs.
Okay.
I'll say, this reminds me of a time when we were hunting down a group of orcs and they ran into the forest and they ambushed my entire platoon. Only came out with 4 men.
That's very nice, sirs, but there might be something in these woods. We gotta keep quiet.
Both
as
of you,
well.
shut up.
Sounds like a glorious bloodshed.
What kind of monkey?
All right.
Quiet, you fools.
So Reese is sort of lightly jogging through the underbrush.
Yeah.
Are the rest of you keeping pace, or
I'll attempt to.
okay?
Yeah,
Suggest we
guess.
stay together as a group.
I suggest we slow down.
Yeah, something
Fools rush in. Boy. I'm gonna call you boy. I keep forgetting it's your voice. I keep forgetting you're not like 18.
It's very meek.
Very meek.
Yeah.
It's like something spooked the hounds. They're very well trained. They normally will return immediately. This isn't good. Feel free to keep up with me if you need to, but I'm gonna head on ahead.
I highly recommend you don't move away from us. I understand your care for your dogs, but also if we lose you, then we lose our tracker.
Fair enough. Okay.
You likely lose your life.
We can always find more
Who
dogs.
the hell is this guy? I thought I was dark and brooding. He's emo.
I think
He's
Sa-
trying real hard.
Your order hired him.
Yes, we don't have the best recruitment practices.
Apparently not. Okay, we continue on.
Alright.
What, is it the Holy Order of the Owls?
Yeah. The Holy Order of the Owl.
Owl.
Apparently, funds are tight these days.
Yeah.
As you continue, again focusing on the tracks and Reese looking ahead for the dogs, you don't see any more movement, but as you glance around to your periphery, you swear the trees are closing in on you, almost as if picking up their roots and walking right up to you to scratch at you with branches and claws. And as you try and look past the trees, your vision is obscured by a very thick mist which is rolling in slowly and silently against the roots and boughs.
Gentlemen, this does not look good, Aroden says as he's starting to kind of brush up against trees with his shield and his armor. Just
There's a sudden shriek and 4 shapes dart through the bushes underneath you, but are gone back the way you came before you have a chance to react.
I think those were your dogs.
I think you might be right, sir.
close ranks.
They ran like dogs.
You sound like Sylvester Stallone.
If you have any more comments, I suggest getting them out now, before they become a hindrance.
Most highborn squeal before they die.
Quiet.
Is it most highborn?
All right. That is quite the view there, but Let's. Do we? I think we should head back to the camp. If the dogs ran, then something's very bad here.
And where exactly do you think camp is right now?
Back to the west there.
And which way is west to you?
As you look to the sky,
Yeah.
there is no sky that you can see.
Huh.
The interlocking fingers of the branches of the trees have blotted out any light.
Well, I think we've gone mostly in a straight line, so...
Is it like super dark? Like, can I see with my dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be dim light.
All right.
But there's a fog, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would recommend... What was your name again?
Reese.
Reese. I would recommend that you stay put and don't move in any direction, because you will die, because you will get yourself lost. Probably in that order.
I know these woods quite well. That's why your group hired me, and I hope you respect my knowledge of this
I
location.
don't.
Reese, can I ask
First
you a
of all.
question?
Yes.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, this is why I think we should head back.
Reese, as you're saying how well you know these woods,
Yeah.
can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom
How
save.
well do you really know these woods?
That's an 8.
Yeah. As you're talking to Lucretius, your vision is caught by something behind him, and you look to see a face, gaunt, beady-eyed, staring at you over his shoulder.
Huh. Can I level the crossbow at it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It doesn't move.
Mm-hmm. Sir,
So does it look like he's leveling the crossbow at...
At Lucretius, yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
In fact.
Is there like a cool
Aroden-
check I can make,
Get-
or
Yeah.
down?
just
I have
a-
move to the side slightly, I guess?
All right.
As he moves, you can see the full form of a gnarled tree staring at you, laughing in its own silent way.
Light's playing tricks on my eyes.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do.
Do you have dark vision?
Shrug.
Don't ever speak to me that way again.
Don't let him get under your skin.
Yeah.
He thinks he's still high and mighty.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should begin heading back. I think this hunt's a bust.
Keep in
Again,
mind, Lucretius, you and I are both members of the Order of the Owl. You don't have noble sway anymore.
it doesn't matter. What was your name again? Aroden?
Yes, and that was my name.
Regardless.
A little pop.
Regardless, Aroden. Reese here is under our employ. Not the other way around.
Nobody's our expert guide.
Yes, and our expert guide seems to have gotten us lost. In some sort of haunted forest.
Gonbri, can you make me a perception check, please?
Your inspiration.
Is it a 3?
Yeah.
It went from a 2 to a 3.
Oh. Okay.
Clearly, this is just meant to be then.
Well,
Perception,
yeah.
7.
The arguing continues.
I'm just gonna start heading back.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you turn, you are completely encased in a circular clearing of trees. They have come together so close, it is almost as if the bark is merging between them to create one entity.
I'm not going back that way.
We're not going back anyway.
Well, should we press forward then and continue on the hunt? Sans
It's-
dogs.
It's a 360
It's a
degree.
complete
Oh,
360
So we
degree
all turn
circle.
around and go, ah.
Yeah. As you turn all the way around,
Huh.
there are no cracks, there are no creatures, there aren't even really leaves anymore. It's just walls of bark.
I'm gonna go up and poke my warhammer up against the wood.
Feels like wood.
It's
Yeah,
cheery.
That's, oh gosh, kind of hardwood. Most perplexing.
Is it like climbable?
You could try.
I'll try.
All right. That's a strength check.
Great start. 1.
All right, Donbury, you walk up to one of the.
Gone.
You keep
Gonbri.
saying Donbury.
I'm sorry. I have it written here and everything.
Yeah.
Gonbury.
That's
Gonbri.
Gonbury.
That's Seb's fault for
Gonbri.
giving him that name. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I've always picked names that he can't even pronounce.
I like it. I just.
Gonbri.
Gonbury. You walk up to a tree. And you don't really care about the direction. You put both hands. Both. These hands that you know so well do in fact sink into the bark as if porridge.
Ooh.
It's sticky and warm. It goes between your fingers and starts sucking onto your wrists.
I actually make that noise and try to pull my arms out.
Can I try to pull him out of the tree?
Yes. You can either both make a strength check or one of you can do it with advantage.
What's your strength?
+1.
Do you want me to just make it?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna make it with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
Yeah. You grab him around the waist, give him one good tug, and as you fly off from the tree, you feel like it's sticking to you, but your hands are completely clean, and there are no holes in the trees or anything.
Let's keep the trees to the elves, shall we?
Reese and Aroden, as you are farther away from the other two, you notice that the mist is getting thicker. You can barely even see the rest of your party just across this, 20-foot clearing, if that.
Reese, I don't like the looks of this.
No, we should probably go with everyone else.
Stick those together.
I think so, yeah. Let's...
Luke, Gonbri, can you still hear us?
Don't call me Luke.
So you all huddle together and come away from the walls.
Guys, I'm scared.
All looking out in 4 different directions. You all see the mist seep through the trees as if they're just bars, even though they appear solid, until you can see nothing but the blue-white shimmer of mist all around you, as if you are in a cloud.
I really want to cast light, but I don't think it'll do anything.
I close my eyes and just begin listening here to see if I can hear anything around us other than just each other's breathing.
Okay.
I like hold my shield up in front of me and just have my warhammer at the ready, just for anything that might come out.
Reese,
Poor lost boy.
perception check for listening.
That's a 1 + 5, so 6.
As you close your eyes and you listen, you can hear the breathing of your teammates, and then the breathing is next to your ear, and then the breathing is in your ear.
Yeah.
And you can feel it crawling into you.
Yeah, we open my eyes and shake my head, like, make sure my crossbow is still loaded and at the ready.
I make a perception check using my smell, please.
You may.
Alright. Let me just roll back to my
I
skill.
thought maybe in camp or stink.
Oh,
Okay. 14.
Okay. You also close your eyes just to hone your senses, and you sniff, and you don't know a smell for mist, but that's what comes in, like
kind of damp.
like fingers clawing
fog
through
machine.
your nasal cavities and down your throat, and you feel the damp deep within you. But you also smell from what would be ahead of you a acrid stench of decay.
There's something dead ahead.
No shit.
Both meanings to that. I draw my sword, and I'm going to... Are we still surrounded by trees?
You can't
We
see.
don't know.
Oh, right.
Always
It's
use fog.
completely... Okay.
Can we see one another?
If you're standing like all back to back,
Yeah,
which I assume.
like if we were on the map, it would be like 4 squares.
Yeah.
Does
all
anyone
facing
have
outward.
rope?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can basically see like an arm's length away.
But
Everyone,
it's like obscured.
Yeah.
take a rope, tie it around yourselves, and then tie it to the person next to you.
Yeah, hand out the rope.
All right.
Tied to the person to your right.
What is the marching order then? If you're gonna go in a line.
I'll go first since I smelled something in my direction.
I'll take up
Yep.
the rear.
Okay.
I'll go behind Lucretius.
Okay.
I'll go.
Second
Actually, you
last.
should be in the rear, Seb.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can fire over top of you.
Well, then he should be
Well,
in
he
front
should
of
be
you.
in
Oh yeah,
Front of you.
probably okay.
Yeah.
So, okay,
So he's third.
You're in the rear.
Okay.
First, Eric's second, Seb is third, Josh is last.
Yes. Okay. And are you just walking forward?
Yes.
Okay.
I have my sword out in front of me.
What kind of sword do you have?
Longsword.
I have a staff if you need it to like tap the ground.
I just kind of swat it away with my sword and keep it pointed forward.
All right.
Steel will do.
No offense, boy, but I cannot stab with a staff.
You're 1 year my senior, sir. It's just not. Why,
Gentlemen, this
boy.
is neither the time nor the place for this kind of
I
conversation.
know. I'm just on edge. I don't know what's going on here. Did you ever happen to you before?
Never.
Okay.
As you walk forward carefully with your sword out in front of you, almost like a walking stick, where you are certain the trees that were caging you were, you don't feel anything. And you keep going, and as you walk, you start getting a little more confidence, but you still can't see anything, and your sword isn't hitting anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk like this for a while, without anything happening, without any sounds besides those that your companions make. Until you're glancing around, and when you look down, you can see more of the ground than you could before.
Okay.
It's gray and cold and uninviting. But as you look up and look around, you're starting to see a little more outside of your cone of vision.
Yeah.
There are silhouetted shapes in the mist of natural things, bushes and trees, in a much more normal coniferous forest. They're not as packed tightly.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep moving.
Do you know why I call you boy? Boy.
No, sir.
It has nothing to do with your age. It is the way you handle yourself, you know. The way you compose yourself. You are a child to me. In your confidence, rather the lack thereof. Your skills are also lacking, since I seem to have gotten us out of the fog. Look around.
Yeah. Where is it that you've taken us? It's definitely nowhere around the woods we were just in.
Well,
Or
let's put two and two together, shall we?
I don't think we're in Arkstad anymore, sir.
Yeah, let's put two and two together, shall we, boy?
We haven't been in Oxton.
You are
No, it's a joke.
you are a supposed expert of these woods. These are clearly not the same woods,
No.
yes? So
Definitely not.
therefore, we either have walked several hundred kilometers
Yep.
in the span of a couple minutes, or something screwy is going on here.
Even as you say that, minutes doesn't seem like the right word. You've been here a while.
Hours?
But a more solid shape comes out of the fog, just to your left.
I point my blade at him.
It is
It.
unmoving. It is impossibly tall from where you are standing.
I prod it with the sword blade.
It's farther away than that.
Do we walk towards it?
Well, it's our only frame of reference at this point.
Walk towards it.
All right.
Blade still extended.
Yeah.
As you walk up, there are high stone buttresses looming in the gray fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds at your feet. They greet you only with silence.
Well, it's more of a Gothic architecture where ancient Roman style. So I don't think we're anywhere near where we started.
I mean, duh. Lucretius says nothing, and he just presses forward through the gate, I guess.
Okay, how would you try and...
Oh, is the gate closed?
It's closed.
Oh, okay.
It
I
doesn't-
first try to take my hand and push or pull the gate open.
It pushes, or it yields to your pushing
Alright.
with a banshee-like squeal of the hinges.
I whip around and scan the fog, see if anything's coming towards us.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Unnatural 20.
You don't see anything.
Okay.
Just more fog, more wilderness.
Mhm.
The fog is starting to recede, to back away, almost as if watching you. But the gate opens, and you can walk through.
Okay. If the fog has receded to a point where it's no longer incredibly hampering our
Yeah.
vision, I recommend we
Untie?
untie ourselves.
I agree.
All right, do you do that as you're going through the gate, or
Before we go through
Yeah.
the gate.
Okay.
Just like a quick...
All
And
right.
rope.
That'll be more rope.
I guess I no longer have rope.
You can have like 30 feet of rope.
Okay.
He cut the other 20, like a jerk.
So now you have 2 pieces of rope.
Yeah.
Does that mean I have 20 feet or 10 feet of rope stuck to
If
me?
you want it.
All right.
I guess.
Hey, you can do a lot with 10 feet of rope.
Yeah. I could kill somebody with that 10 feet of rope, probably.
Can I add equipment?
Do you walk through in the same order?
I think so.
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah. Well, Reese is still in the back.
Yeah.
So, just after Gonbri goes through the gate, there is a terrible shudder, and Reese, you can see the gate coming to close in on you.
I rush through.
Make a dex save.
Shine, man.
12. I'm gonna use my
Okay.
Inspo.
inspo. Oh, that's much better. 26.
All right. You see it coming.
Doubled in
and
change.
and you are already on edge from all
Yeah.
the things that are happening. You gracefully jump right through. You don't even get breezed by the gate. You do a roll, and you land on your feet.
Wait, is the gate like a portcullis?
No, it was like
Yeah.
he was going through, or
And it was like trying to like a door trying to close on him?
Yeah.
Probably,
Okay.
probably,
Ah!
probably trying to like lock me out.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
Foof,
All right.
dart through.
You do the awkward slip through.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the gate shuts loudly behind you. Ahead of you, now there is a road, and the mist has receded, almost as if it's not there, but it clings so insistently to the trees that are along the road.
What do I see behind us? Like,
The gate that you came from?
okay. Okay.
What do you see?
Maybe I missed the description, but what kind of gate does it look like?
Like a wrought iron gate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Two big statues on either side, and a black, just like barred gate.
Okay. Roughly how tall is it?
It's quite tall, actually.
Okay.
It's like
10
it makes
feet.
me think of those statues from Lord of the Rings on the river.
Oh, the Argonath.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like maybe half that size,
Okay.
but
Still quite imposing.
that idea, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I sheathe my blade for the time being. Is there any? I scan the horizon. Is there any sign of civilization or?
Well, as you're scanning, you realize that it might be the same time of day, but it is severely overcast. Where you were before, it was sunny and just a normal day. You can see down the road, and it turns into a darkened tunnel just in the woods that you can't see anything else
What
in.
looks that?
Yeah, we're still in the woods.
You're still
Yeah,
in the
okay.
woods.
Sorry, I thought but there's a road.
You're on a road. It is definitely a road. Like there's big wheel tracks from caravans, hoof prints, wolf prints, human prints.
Can I do a nature check to see how old? How recent the tracks are?
Sure. Which tracks in particular?
I think I'll do the cart track. See how recently like people have been through here.
Okay.
15.
Okay. You find a quite deep groove of cart tracks next to a handful of humanoid footprints that seem within the last couple days.
I think we're nearing a town or some sort. These people being through here within at least the last week, if not the last 2 days.
Boy, do you have any idea where we might be?
If I had any guess, probably some other dimension, maybe. There's definitely no longer in Draenor. As you can see, the trees around here are not native to the area we were in. Don't recognize any plant life. Well, recognize it, but definitely doesn't grow around where we were.
It's true. As you're looking at the plants, you realize that the trees are all coniferous. If there are any deciduous trees, they are completely leafless.
Yeah.
But it is not cold like winter.
No. Yeah, these are more native to up north. Can't remember the name of the
Well,
area.
this is a Transylvanian pine, whereas we got Douglas firs back home.
Well, there are coniferous trees around in Draenor. There's definitely, you said we were further south.
Yeah.
Where we ended up with
Southeast, yeah.
southeast. So not quite Mediterranean, but a lot of deciduous forests. Where up north is more where the coniferous is. So if we did somehow travel from the base of the spine all the way up to the north, it'd be 1, very cold, probably still snow and permafrost on the ground. 2, the trees would not be this big, and 3, it would have probably taken us at least 3 weeks to get there. And I think we're only walking through the woods there for at least a couple hours at maximum, judging by how much food and water I have left there.
Well, this does.
So, I do think that we are not in Dranimar anymore. Potentially Feywild, but again, this does not have the right scent of the Feywild.
Have you been to the Feywild?
Once or twice, yes.
Are we in Illyria?
No, Illyria is a lot hotter and not. They don't think they really have much trees down there. I've never actually been across the mountain range there to be down in Illyria.
True, we would have had to have crossed mountains.
We would have to cross mountains to get anywhere, even to the east, into the Elvish Waste there. But again, it's wasteland, not so much trees.
This does smell of weird magics.
Definitely. Again, it's not very. It's cold, but not too cold. The trees are large, old, and some potentially dead if they weren't dead at least at one point. I think we what season do we leave in?
Fall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems to be when everything is happening.
Definitely still fall here, as you can tell, but much later fall if we are still here. So again, I don't think we're where we were.
Were you standing while walking, or walking while talking?
Well, he was checking the tracks.
Yeah,
so I
checking the
assume
tracks.
he
Yeah,
stopped.
so speaking of tracks and checking things, like what is it, just like a dirt path or like what kind of road?
It's a dirt road.
Like a
but
packed dirt
it's-
road? Like
Could you fit two carts beside each other?
No, it's definitely a one cart road,
Okay.
but like one cart with like room for people to walk on either side.
Okay.
and like it's clearly been like engineered, not just people have walked that way a long time.
Yeah, because like it cuts right through the woods.
Okay, so it has been like
Clear.
for,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, man-made.
Yeah.
I suppose our only option is to advance forward.
I think that's probably best to try to find people and get some explanation to where we might
Did
be.
we try to open the gate behind us?
Oh, no, we didn't.
I'm gonna go try to do that.
Okay.
Make a strength throw.
Saving throw or just
no,
strength?
just throw or athletics.
I have a check.
Yeah.
Just a check. Make a
tears you
check.
Check.
apart.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That gate just
Gate?
totally manhandles
Eight.
it.
Actually,
Eight.
mimic.
You go to pull on it, and because you're expecting it to open, you wrench a nerve in your arm as it holds fast.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied?
I just figured I would check.
Is there a wall?
Nope.
No, it's just a gate.
Yep. On either side, right against the trees, are the big statues. But then if you look into the trees, there's just trees. There's no
So you could
that gate. Or
walk
walk around the gate. Theoretically.
Again, I think we should.
Why
stick
didn't we
to
walk
the-
around the gate in the first place?
Because we came across the gate and it was there and I walked through it.
No.
Am I
Awkward
not supposed to
question.
walk through a gate?
Yeah. Sorry, sirs. Did anyone bring camping gear with them? Or did we leave it all behind at the camp?
Crickets.
You did not tear down your camp as you
No.
left.
I do have my bedroll with me just in case. I thought this might happen, but we should probably get going before the sun begins to set because I do not want to be stuck in mysterious woods alone. There are wolf tracks on here, and they do seem to be a bit bigger than the wolves we have back home. So we should probably get going at a very quickened pace.
So I do have my adventuring gear, but that's not much.
Yeah. Yeah, no tents, no anything. I do have like flint and tinder, but
Alright, we advance.
Okay. As you're heading down this road that fills you with some sense of comfort being made by man or man adjacent. Aroden, you first realize the scent in the air. Very, very close to what Lucretius noticed earlier. The sharp stench of
decay.
death.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be pie.
That was the other woods.
Ah, man, the other gate. The golden gate on
Yeah.
the other side.
Yeah, we really fucked up.
should have gone south.
Okay. Can I sense a location or?
Ahead of you and on the right side of the road.
My favorite enemy is undead, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, if that helps out with anything that I might notice as well.
It doesn't take too long if you just keep walking.
Yeah.
Like, Reese, you would smell it, and then Gonbri very soon after would also smell it. Lucretius is a little distracted, I think.
Pie?
Bad passive perception.
Oh, I was gonna. I was gonna say though that my sense of smell is better than most.
Going by numbers,
Yes,
man.
yeah.
That's fair.
Paladin.
Oh, technically I get
Technically,
advantage on
but
it.
I just have to turn
I
it
know.
But not
Um,
massively.
And I'm just gonna say, if you don't mind, I might try to pray to my god.
And what god might that be?
Tyr.
Oh, one,
Tyr.
of the,
God
one,
of
of the,
justice.
one of the eastern gods, okay.
Yes. Well, my father is from the east. You know, we don't have to get into that.
No.
Wouldn't you be better off praying to the Guardian?
Some argue that the Guardian and Tyr are one and the same.
Alright. Make me a religion check.
Religion.
Welcome to being a cleric.
It's gonna be the warden.
My word still
Oh
stands.
my god.
And just so everyone knows, the warden is the god
Canoe.
of war.
So what did
Did we
you
pick
get?
gods for?
Oh,
yeah.
no.
There's a pantheon.
4.
What were you trying to...
Maybe just to like basically do like the detect undead, just like to like have a sense of where the smell is coming from, and
Okay.
if it's like really familiar.
Can you cast augury? by any chance?
I can. I don't have a.
As you focus on the stench, there's a split second where it becomes nearly overpowering, and you retch a little.
Oh god! Do you guys smell that? That is disgusting. And I've been on battlefields with literally thousands of bodies,
Okay.
and that was gross.
Smell it now?
Yeah, by now you can smell it. It's definitely something dead. Is up ahead.
Everyone, get your weapons at the ready. I think there's, not sure what might be up there. Wolves maybe at best. At worst, probably Dracolich, but
A what?
not that I actually know what that would be because dragons don't exist.
No.
Wyvern Lich.
A lich. Maybe an ogre or a troll, perhaps.
Definitely undead.
Can I make a smellception check to see if it's an ogre?
Sure.
Nope. I cannot discern what that smell is.
It's dead. It's really dead.
I would normally say that we wouldn't have to worry about it, but
You said it's quite dark out, or it's just kind of gloomy.
It's just
overcast.
gloomy.
Okay.
It's overcast, yeah.
Can we see anything, or is it like ahead on the road?
If
Because you
you're-
said it's just in the trees where it's misty, right?
Yeah. If you're looking ahead, you can see a lump up against the right side of the trees, like 20 feet ahead.
All right.
Can I stealth ahead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me stealth.
You can try to stealth ahead.
14.
Okay. How are you stealthing? Are you just in the road?
I think like cloak on, hood up, and try to like duck down into the brush, like to the side, and like stick to shadows.
Do you go into the woods?
No, I stick very close to the edge of it though.
Okay. You scuttle along,
Yes.
and very quickly you see it's a dead body of a human.
Okay. I stand up, gesture to everyone that's safe to come forward,
I clunk
but
forward.
quietly.
I don't clunk it as hard. I mean,
You walk cautiously forward.
Lucretius draws his sword, and upon approaching the dead body, gives it a good jab.
Can I also check the clothing they're wearing to see if it's anything I recognize or
Yeah.
if it's like something completely different?
As you jab it, doesn't even shift.
Okay.
It's just a lump. It's an intact body in so much that it has all of its limbs, but it is marred all over with what you would Reese would very easily tell is wolf claw
so it's
and
still
bite marks.
fleshy.
Oh, it's still very fleshy.
It's fresh.
It's fresh.
Oh, it's fresh.
In
Right.
But
Yeah,
this is the
there's-
body that smells bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a
I
cl-
will perform just like a very quick like battlefield funeral rite.
Okay.
Just in Celestial though. I'll just
Sure.
give like a quick prayer and hope that the soul found its way to
Yeah.
Take the ceremony spell.
And Reese, looking at the clothes,
Oh, you.
they
it's a
are
first
not
level spell.
a like regional style that you
Exactly.
know,
Okay.
but they would be like commoner's clothes.
Okay.
Like
So very basic.
Yeah.
Okay.
they're not super ratty, but they're not really like they're third generation hand-me-downs or
Yeah.
something.
And there's no like, obvious like chewing or like other than just like this is like it was a sport kill, not a food kill.
Yeah, there's
Or
signs that probably carrion birds
Okay.
have been eating this more than the wolves have.
It's just, I don't like this. It's wolves generally don't like kill just for fun. It's
Also, as you're looking it over, his fist closest to you is clenched very tightly.
You know what kind of wolves kill for fun, boy.
yes, I do,
Can I-
but this
Search the body.
Yes.
yeah.
Are you neutral? Do we not know yet?
Did you write down your alignment?
did.
Investigation,
I did not.
please.
Unnatural 20.
Nice. So you pat down all the clothes, but they're empty pockets. But in his hand, you find a crumpled up piece of paper.
I found a note.
Oh,
And what does the note say?
Hail thee of might and valor. I, the Burgermeister of Barovia, send you honor with despair. He doesn't really comment very often.
No more of an undercommon man.
Also, for the record, it is in like a heavy script font, so it's hard to read.
My adopted daughter, the fair Lena
It's pretty smudged.
Calivana,
Dwarf, would you like me to read the note?
Has a name.
Night
Gonbri.
bitten by a vampire.
It's Gonbri.
For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. How my dear Lena languishes and dies from the unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men
looks at Aroden.
Hey, it's you.
call upon their power that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth untapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Signed, Kalian Ludwig's Burgermeister. Burgermeister?
Yeah.
Burgermeister.
May I read the note? I'm a bit of a visual learner.
Nowhere around Dranomar has a Burgermeister. They're generally...
Well, that is heavy script.
Yeah.
Hail thee of my...
Have I ever heard of Barovia?
Barovia?
Barovia.
Or Baronia, you know.
Neither.
Yeah.
I've not heard of
No,
either. I've traveled the world and I have not heard of either.
None of you have ever heard of a Barovia, a Baronia,
Is-
of this Burgomeister.
There's...
Is her name Irina?
Yes, but no.
Okay. Oh, just in the script
In
here
the script
it says
it is.
Irina.
Yes.
I think. But then I can't read the last name.
Don't think you're meant to.
No.
No. Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
No,
Vampires.
Indeed.
No vampires, please.
Steal yourself, boy. Oh,
We're-
close his eyes.
I cannot. We are in a different location than I'm used to. There are definitely vampires, which don't know about you, but they are not something I deal well with. It is the wall. The forest is closing in on us. There's a dead man that a wolf killed for sport and did not eat it. The carrion birds are getting more food of this. We are not in a good location.
We hired you.
Yes, I know you did not
Now
hire me.
listen to
throughout the
me.
perfume
We
of the
hired
contract.
you
Yeah.
to help us deal with werewolves.
Yes.
If you think that a vampire is anywhere more difficult than a werewolf,
Yes.
a pack of werewolves,
Yes, werewolf, vampire.
how incredibly
werewolves-
short-sighted.
Werewolves are predictable. They have very strict rules to them. Vampires do not. They are logical. They can think the same way we do. Werewolves do not.
They're evil and they're spooky.
Yes, exactly.
Aroden is gonna go up and put a hand on Reese's shoulder and like stare him dead, like lift his visor and stare him straight in the eyes and go, "Son," and you just take a deep breath with me. One more.
Where do we find these?
Roll me wisdom. Just straight wisdom.
14.
Where
Plus 3, so 17.
Where does the
You're finding yourself.
Yeah.
Especially with Aroden's help.
Thank you. It's.
This is a sticky situation. I understand that.
Yeah.
We're all in the same boat here. This is not what any of us signed up for.
No.
But this is where we are. And I'm inclined to believe that we're here for a reason.
Yeah, and I think we should continue heading down the road because I do not want to be stuck out here when the sun goes down without any protection. There's
Agreed?
Yeah,
This is not a
exact?
very defensible position.
definitely.
You know, there was one time where I was escorting a caravan. There was a little, supply.
Enough with the anecdotes, old man.
Gonbri will
no,
start
no.
walking.
I find them very soothing. It's,
Well then, let him whisper it into your ear.
Okay.
I don't want to hear
All
it.
right.
Just one time.
You all start walking on the road again as Aroden whispers to Reese and calms his nerves.
I don't whisper. I just
Yeah,
speak
talking quietly, yeah.
Talk quietly.
But it doesn't take too long until the woods start to disperse, almost as if the trees are walking away.
Good sign.
It
What do we
opens up.
Can we see the gate behind us still, or are we too
No,
far now?
too far.
Okay.
It opens up, and the mist seems to be disappearing with the woods, although it still clings closely to the trunks and the ground. And you finally can see out onto a field.
There any livestock?
No.
Moo.
This is an open,
Vampire.
barren field. It's still green,
Mhm.
but it doesn't seem like anything is really growing there. To the south, which is like more or less on your right, left even, there's a river winding out of the woods and across the field. But much more importantly, just directly ahead of you, you realize that you are finally in the open. You're heading west. Is a village. And that is where we will leave it for this week.
Spooky.
So, I hope you've enjoyed.
Our one episode playthrough of Curse of Strahd.
We didn't get him.
we didn't get him.
Guys, we fucked up.
Should have gone south.
We got so.
Well,
Maybe
no,
next time.
we will be playing this for
Yeah.
a little while.
Yeah.
You know, let's give it at least one more episode.
I don't know, guys. I'm not really feeling it.
He might be in that village.
We haven't even seen Strahd yet.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just
Bullshit.
first guy we come across, call him Strahd, kill him, call it a day.
Go
Curse is
claim-
lifted.
Go
All right.
claim our reward.
Thank you all for listening to Lord Cubby presents Curse of Strahd. I mean, not your DM, Josh. The DM is Kath for this one. Thank you so much. We're joined by Eric, Seb, and Jordan. Jordan, please hold on one second.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Please hold your dice until the podcast has stopped moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And again, thank you, Kath, for doing this.
Yeah.
I need
Another
it.
Okay.
little golf clap.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They shall continue
Alright,
as long as you do.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Ah.
I love to
Farewell.
love you. What?
No.